This is Oziah's Oddworld, your one-stop shop for Oddworld news. Today, I'm gonna be talking about some of the latest screenshots released for the upcoming remake of Abe's Odyssey, Oddworld New and Tasty. I'm gonna talk about these in the order that they may occur in the final release, although some of it is still speculation at this time. So let's just dive on in here, cause I got some other important Meducan stuff to attend to. Oziah's always got something to do, you know. So first off, we got a lovely picture here of that dumb blue, soon-to-be some kind of Oziah hero Meducan Stitch Lips. He also goes by the name of Abe. He's looking good here, right? Now to me, it kinda looks like that moment just before he gets clanked around the skull by those slick guards, before being dragged off to see Moloch at the end of the original Abe's Odyssey. Would you agree? Or maybe it's a moment from his initial escape from that hellish meat factory Rupture Farms. Which leads me on to the second image. Now this one definitely gives off the whole barrel ride sequence vibe. Although there's no barrel, he's certainly on a conveyor belt of some kind. Maybe New and Tasty will have him escaping the plant under slightly different conditions. As in, between two vicious and scrappy scraps. Lucky for him, they look pretty secure in those there cages, huh? So if you remember what happened to Abe in that first game, he makes his way out into an area known as the Free Fire Zone. It's a dangerous no man's land where any potential escapees or intruders meet their maker at the hands of one of those ugly sligs. Anyway, here's a shot of our favorite knucklehead sneaking across the beautiful barren wastes. It seems that since we were last here, a whole lot of shrooms seem to have popped up. In fact, keep an eye out for more fungulicious flora in some of the other screenshots I'm about to show yous. After he gets past all those slugs, Abe comes across something in the skies of Oddworld so big and beautiful and downright odd that it was destined to become an iconic moment of the series overall. I'm talking, of course, about Abe's moon. Now, there's no denying it, my Oddworldian friends, that this looks pretty darn great. It's a shame Abe can't admire it for too long before, well, you know what happens. Poor guy. Moving on from those blue skies above, we follow Abe venture deep into the Manzeg Lines, the holy caves and meditation grounds of my native brothers. It's all a bunch of hooey if you ask me, but still, it looks nice, and that's the main thing. Ah, Paramonia, a lush mountainous forest full of bees, elms, and slick security patrols. But it's sure pretty, ain't it? This one appears to be, I don't know, looks kind of like the entrance to Paramonia via the Manzeg Lines. Look at that Paramonian temple over there in the background, standing tall and mighty as ever. Spooky. Oh, and here's a favorite little spot of mine. I remember when I was a weird little mud getting all confused because my Ellen kept eating all the honey right there. Took me a while to figure out that bees don't like getting rocks thrown at their nests. Sorry, did I lose you there? Well, it looks definitely Paramonian-esque, and that's what's important. Although perhaps you could benefit from a slightly cooler light or filter. I don't know, just a thought. And hey, look, more shrooms. Where are they all coming from? Oh, here we go then. This looks to me like a brand new cutscene moment where our dear friend Abe enters the Paramonian Temple. It's gotta be something like that. That's definitely still Paramonia behind him. Oh, and would you look at that? More of those dang mushrooms. It's an epidemic here on Oddworld. This was a moment no Oddworld fanatic can ever really forget. Those boulders may look like the prime culprit for inflicting many deaths in these parts, but in actuality, it was the infamous serial killer Meducan murdering bat that took the lives of many of our poor brethren. And you know what? That bat isn't present on this screen. But don't be fooled. He's gonna be lead lurking there in the full release. You mark my words, he's just playing with us. The crafty nasty. Oh, and look, more shrooms. Yeesh. I got to say, I really love this shot right here. Now, I know this is within the Paramonian Temple, but more than that, I actually have a hunch this may be the Paramonian Nest itself. See those boardwalks in the distance there? Now, I am pretty certain that this shot right here is one and the same. Yep, definitely the Paramonian Nest. And wowzers, does it look great in all that HD paint. So out of the doom and gloom and into the sun-blasted wilderness of Scrabania. This establishing shot probably comes from a cutscene, but it's possible it's just a promotional screen for this classic Oddworld location. And here's what looks like a brand new cutscene of Abe, walking a tightrope high up in the Scrabania cliffs. He's one crazy guy. It's great to see new content being put into new and tasty like this. This one again seems to be a cutscene, but I'm really torn here, chumps. Is this a new moment depicting Abe entering the Scrab Temple? Or is it when he's walking into Big Face's chamber? I really can't decide. We'll have to wait and see. Now this one is my personal favorite shot of the bunch. This right here is the entrance hall into the Scrabanian Temple. They've really hit the nail on the head with this. The lighting is top-notch, the sunset vista looks stunning as ever, those ugly sligs look ugly as ever, and you know what? It seems that this time, Abe's gonna be dropping down from this ledge above, as opposed to in the original when he entered via a bird portal. So, perhaps this image from before ties in with Abe waltzing on into the temple, possibly emerging from here and dropping down. Unless he rolls in from that way, although that to me looks like the entrance to the secret area found at the start of the temple section. Regardless, this one certainly gets Oziah's seal of approval. Oh, and finally, just because I'm doing this in something of a location/chronological order, this shot shows Abe in what appears to be Zulak 3 of Rupture Farms, later on during his quest. He's kind of wandering dangerously close to those electric fences, don't you think? I'm telling you, those things will cut you good. Alrighty, so that marks the last of the screens good old Oziah's gonna be talking about today. But I do have one other thing to mention, and that's the new Oddworld New and Tasty story trailer that has just been released on Oddworld.com. It effectively clarifies some of my assumptions of new cutscenes and whatnot, and gives an insight into the cinematic feel and quality of New and Tasty. Needless to say, it looks awesome! There are also a few more screenshots, which I'll be discussing in my next broadcast due sometime real soon, so stay tuned. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and make sure to return here for your fix of Oddworld-related news when it's fresh and ready.